Yep, let's go.
Michael, just check this kind of virtual tour. Maybe you're interested, or anyone.
Great, I'll check it later.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, let's see. Cool. Oh, very nice. So just start loosening and that vertical. Okay, from front and back. Let the chest go. Okay. Okay, side to side. Rotating the body. Okay, and working with wave. Oh, you keep going. Nice. Okay. Good. Just mix all the directions up now, so you can choose them. But do one thing: make the movement big, and then small, and then big again. So you're gonna go like you can choose any direction you like. Make the movement should be big, and then just start to feel you can contain it more. So don't lose the mobility and don't lose the suppleness. Actually, try and put it smaller and smaller, but keep the sense of going with the mobility, and then just start to make it bigger. And when you make it big, you can change the direction, or you can change the direction of the body. But just get the sense of making it big, 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 and then containing it again. So you're going in and out of the body, but keeping all the time this kind of suppleness from the core of the body. Just let the lower body, or just let the upper body follow the lower. And really putting all the focus into the spine. That's it. If you feel any kind of tension anywhere specifically, shoulders, knees, whatever, just see if you can use the movement just. There's two ways you can look at it: creating space in the joint, or you can also think about kind of oiling the joint with the movement. I want to feel that it's really, really flexible. Yeah. Also play with coming down to the ground a little bit. So you can really bend the knees, draw the hands down. Bend a little bit the spine to the back. That's it. That's it. So just always feel you can, however big the movement is, you're always drawing it into the center. So everything's just working right from the hips, right from the spine. Yeah. That's it. That's it, Karen. Nice. Yeah. And the main thing for me with this kind of exercise is like a kind of relocating the center of the body and where I'm moving the body from. So I want to get out of like activity in the upper body or doing it with the upper body and really start to lower it. And I'm really trying to get into the center of the body and really locate where movement's really going to come from to be effective and to be efficient. Just get the idea that it's always going to kind of work from the center. Try and get out of this, where the arms do it, or the head does it, or I think the movement. And it's just about really feeling the movement. And now just play with a different thing, which is like qualities of movement. So you've got like pulsing movements that you can use, which is where we go like shakes. You've got like these long movements. And you've got any kind of quality you want, so just play with it, but play with different qualities of movement. There's an infinite amount of qualities. You can dream up anything you want and follow it. So just have the sense that you're playing with something. And it can also be a quality like I've got a ball in the hands. This is also a movement quality because it will change what I do. So you can think of like functional things, like having something in, or it can just be an idea like I only use one hand. Or I use one arm, or I just do everything with the neck. So these are all kind of movement qualities or ideas you can also play with. They're also similar kind of things. But another one is this that I like a lot is like someone pushing you on the body. So I can imagine someone actually applying force to the body. This also gives me a different kind of quality of movement. So I'm moving against pressure. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Great. Good. Nice. Okay. Good. We'll just do specific for the arms. So just working the arms up and down. Don't do too much with the legs, but just really you can to bring the arms into movement. I say this a lot. You probably get sick of it, but get the arms, you really want them thick, heavy ropes. So you really want the structure of the arm to be what it is, which is like a really dense, fluid, heavy thing. Just see if you can get this kind of feeling in the arms. There'll be two heavy ropes attached to the body. Okay, just play also with just one and the other. You're just going to work on a vertical. Just keeping this feeling all the time. For me, with this arm exercise, I'm trying to get out of holding the arm or passing it through the movement into position and just getting the structure of the arm to follow the hip. That's good. Okay, working across the chest. And just notice what needs to happen in order to get the arms to move. I can do two things. I can lock the body in place and do this. So I fix everything in the center. And I just do it with the arms. And it's like the arms start at the shoulder. Or I can get the sense that the hips and create the movement. And the whole motion's being driven with my connection from the ground through the hip. Yeah. And then hopefully what you start to feel is the connection from the lower back into the arms, so into the shoulder blades. So you feel this whole space opens up. Yeah, that's it. Good. And then just come across, you're going like this. You can also do the other way, but just open the shoulder blades out. You're kind of splitting the hand, opening them out. So you're letting the hip act in a different way now. So you've got this kind of action. Again, in order for that to happen, I can lock the hips and just do that with the shoulders again. But I want something to happen in the hip. There's something happening in the hip to make that movement. Something happening there. Yeah. That's just focus on this case. One of the things we tend to get this, and then we lose it coming back. So we go like in the hand and then draw it back with the arms. Really get a sense that the center is always acting on the hands. So it's going to draw it back as well. It's going to send it away and it's going to draw it back. It's like a yo-yo. You hold the yo-yo in the finger. That's the thing you send it back with. But it never goes to the yo-yo. The yo-yo never controls itself, or it goes free totally. So get the sense that it's coming back. Always coming back. That's it. That's it. Good. Okay, we just work the legs a little bit. We're just swinging from the hip. Get the same sensation with the leg. It's a bit more difficult. It's much more heavier than the arm. And the tendency is to make it solid, try and solidify it. But just get again the same feeling you have with the arm, like thick, heavy, big, thick, heavy rope. Super heavy. And when you've got it, when it's off the ground, you can really explore this idea. Good. Pay off to the side, over the front. Crossing the hip. Opening out. There we go. Okay, and then just going within this kind of action. But quite a complex action really, so get the sense that the hip's really gonna, again, create the movement. Open it. Open it. Open it. Open it. That's it. And you can just play with, if you like, just making it a bit more flexible, a bit more fluid. You also start to draw the body forward a little bit. Just play with the hips a little bit. I don't want to unstable it. I don't want to destabilize the body, but just in a way to get more movement in the hip. Okay, try the other way. So you go out, around, and then back down. Out from the back, around, back down. That's it. Good. Okay, good. And then just change inside. Let's do the leg. Just let it go. Use the knee for the balance. That's side. No. Out. 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 Good. Can roll in any. back to front. Okay, good. Just shaking the legs out. Shake the arms. And just roll a little bit. And just come back to bring the whole body. Feet flat down on the ground. Yes, letting the body pulse through itself. And just slowly come to a stop with it. Good. Okay, take a Joe. Today. Let's see. Okay, so we'll just start with here, just rotating from the wrist. Yeah, the whole forearm do it. Good. Sides after a few. Change it. Then each time alternating. Okay. Good. Okay, good. And then just coming out with the hand. Okay, just be really careful in this one. Try not to do this. So when you do this, really feel that as you reach out, you're going to go into the feet as well. So reach down first, then out, down, out, down, out. They come together, but if I don't have the down, I just have out. So I'll just pull the body out, and the body will do this to compensate. It will go into that kind of position. And in this case, I don't want that. I want this. So the body's not. The body in this case isn't doing that. In this one, it's doing this. This. This is kind of yeah. That's it. So keep the spine centered there. That's it. And feel there's an equal focus in the hand and the feet. They go together. If I have one without the other, I either have grounding without extension or I have extension with no grounding. And I want both. And they're actually part of the same system. So extension and grounding is the same thing, really. That's it. And then just changing each time. Okay, good. That's it. Try and get a feeling like this. What if I have a feeling like I'm pushing the jaw out, it goes like this. But have a feeling that you're placing the jaw in front of you. So I'm doing that, and that, and that. This is really like Koku work. So it's not about pushing the hand away. It's about placing it. And then I know where to place it with some feeling pass through it. It's like a strike. It goes like this, but I don't really go. So I want to really like that. So just feel that you're placing it. Boom, boom, boom. It's as if there's a wall in front of you, just contacting it with the fist. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's it. There we go. That's it. That's it. The dome. Good. There we go. Nice. Good. And then come into a full figure of eight. Now, in this case, the hips are really going to start the movement. So you really want to get the hips leading the movement. And the arms basically doing this. And then I catch it back, catch it, catch it, catch it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. And then just change when you feel like it. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Good. So although the arm doesn't lead the movement, it needs freedom. So watch this. I can not give the arm freedom. So it does like this. So actually the joints, it's got zero freedom. It's just like, but know that the arm's really free. But I just don't want that freedom to lead the whole thing. So let that freedom, let the joint go. But it's going to follow the hip. But the arm should feel supple as you do this kind of feel, as you do this movement. That's it. That's it. And see, the more anchored I am in the ground, the more supple I can be in the arms. That's kind of the point of these exercises. There we go. And then just go into change it each time. That's it. And just start to move the feet as well once you kind of get into it. Very light, small movements. And keep it being driven by the hip. So as well as I don't want the hands to take over, I definitely don't want the feet to take over. I just want the feet to catch the hips. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Good, keep going. Very nice. Nice. Very nice. Great. Very nice. Great. Okay, we just do one for the shoulders. So you're just going to work the last kind of third of the jab. Just here, you're just going to pass it over the shoulder and take it here. Over the shoulder, take it. Over, take it. So in this case, you're using this angle. Here it goes up, around, over the shoulder. Up, around, over the shoulder. So again, this is really hip. So really feel it from this point. It's not in the arm. If I start this in the arm, it will really unbalance the body. So get the feeling that it's released, and then the hip takes over. Hip, find it, hip, 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 hip. So really just find where that movement starts from, which is that kind of feeling. And really send out with the hip. Yeah, that's it. That's it, nice. There we go, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Good, and then just cut this down. So you're working a little bit more towards the center now, and you go here. So rather than over the shoulder, you go just on the forearm. So it goes here, release, here, release, here, release. Now there. If you get lost in this one, go back to the elbow. So you make it big, big, and then I make it small. This is pretty much the same movement. It's just happening on the forearm. So, good. Good. Nice. Very nice. So these movements, in general, they're a bit like aesthetic. So they're a bit kind of flowy stuff. They're great. They look great. They feel great. See if you can make them a little bit more functional as well. So what I'm thinking about also is like striking through something. So I'm really thinking about as it comes through where the joke passes through the center line and what I'm going to do with the tip of the joke. So in this case, they're not totally functional. We don't really use them. But if you think about your movements you make in Aikido, you make these movements all the time. Now, the moment that's going to pass through the center is where the power is. So the power is going to come behind that movement. So just get a feeling for where's the point, which is sometimes we call it the sweet spot, is like go, that point when it just is going to strike. And then I let it go. And then there's another one that comes through. But get a feeling that everything's going to come together at that point. Boom, boom. And I can get it like that. That's okay. This is nice to do for hand coordination, is great. But just get a sense of something a bit more heavy. Bam, bam. Wow, something there. Good. Oh, yeah. Good. Okay, great. We'll go into a little bit of Suburi work. So just start with number one, just the jaw in front. Yeah, just take one movement off it. So straight in, thrusting in, and drawing back. You take your time, find a vertical, sink the body down, and then send the hip in. Really put all the focus in the hip work. Hips, roots, back, hips, back, into that. Try this. Okay. So the main problem with this movement is extension through it. So connection and extension, mainly extension. Just watch it. It's very easy to do this movement like this. So everything crunches forward towards the front. So everything's in front, everything's out, and then as I go, this happens. So everything closes down. The work of this Suburi is to keep everything open. So that as you go in, everything's still open. This way. The problem with extension work is if we mistake it for stretching forward, pushing out, it goes like this. So that's my extension. But extension's all the time. So think that your extension is all the time here. That's your extensions here. Now as it goes through, extensions here, extensions here, extensions here. So it's not extension, not something I get to. It's something I use constantly. So just get the feeling that the arm's pliable. Now the moment I do something like this, I'm kind of breaking that rule. So get a feeling of extension here. And that starts in this position. This is the extension. That, and then I take it into the jump this way. So just feel that the extension is on all the time. This is where the jaw work becomes kokyu work, or the weapon work becomes kokyu work, because I'm using this kind of structure through the body. So again, it's something supple. That's it. And kokyu work really requires like an open body, something that's open, the joint system's unlocked, everything's free. There we go. Yeah, good. Yeah, That's it. So good. Got it. Good. 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 Okay, the second point is about grounding. So extension grounding, they're the same thing really, in essence. When you do this, the tendency is to lose the ground and then find it at the end. But again, think that the ground's always with you. So this is why this first posture is very important. This is the ground, and this is where I've got the clearest alignment to the ground. Apart from lying down on the ground, this is the most grounded I can get. Oh, yeah. Now what I want to do is not lose that, but take it forward. This way. And then keep it here. So there's a tendency to do this, throw the body forward, find the ground, and then throw the body back, find the ground. But never lose the ground. It's just that right under the feet, boom. There's the ground, there's the ground. There's the ground, there's the ground, boom. To that, boom. So you're changing your relationship to the ground with the body, but you're never losing the ground. It's constantly drawing you down. And you just accept it, just let it happen. Boom, that's it. And you just got to go in your head, the ground, the ground, the ground, 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 because the body's kind of stupid. It will just lose the ground very easy. Oh, I'm talking about myself, not necessarily you guys. But let's say my body's stupid. The ground, ground, where's the ground? The ground's here. Boom. There we go. Okay, good. So this is why when we do this movement, and again, where technical details will really help you, because if I change the 𝒍 all the time, like something like this, then I'm constantly changing the relationship with the ground. And then the next time I do something like this, because the 𝒍's changing, everything's changing in the body. So this is why it's really important to have a clear baseline for the 𝒍 work, or for all the Suburi work. So you can either fix a point on the wall and I go towards it, or I just look at the structure of the 𝒍 and I want the 𝒍 to be pretty perpendicular to the ground. So I want it flat in the ground. Now that means every time I'm going to the same point in the body. So that gives me clarity in the form, that every time I go to that point, go to that point, go to that point, and that point changes later when you change the angle of the 𝒍. But I don't want to in this form, like somewhere there, somewhere there. This is constantly changing, so the body never gets a chance to like program itself to go to the center every time and keep the extension. So move the sense of that. That's a bit high. And then once I've got a baseline, I know when I deviate off it. And I have a tolerance level for too far, deviating too far. No, bring it back. So it's about pulling back to the basic, which needs to be very clear. And knowing when I'm kind of coming out of the basic is really important. This is why it's really important for us to have a very clear basic. There we go. Great. Good. Good. That's it, that's it, that's it. Yeah. Nice. Okay, we'll just go to number 2. So all the same issues, the same. A little bit more difficult now because I'm coming to these kind of positions. So just again, the same thing. Find the extension, find the ground, and then let everything go with it. I'm just going to find that position. We're coming back, grounded, extended, and then go. Back. And just feel that everything's really connection work. Ground, extension, go. Ground, extension, go. Nice. Okay, this goes back again back to this point. When you extend dung, you need to have the sense that as the jaw comes out, it's also being met by feeling down. So the same feeling out in the jaw hits the ground. Good. So you've got that kind of feeling. Again, if one's out of balance, I get something, either something like this, or I get something like this. So try and get a sense that you meet those two together. You need to have both ground extension, down, out, down, out. Now the out's reliant on the down. If I don't have the down, the out's just going to be compromised in terms of balance work. But down's the priority, but out is also my second priority because that's what I'm really doing with it. So I need to have a really clear sense of extension, out, out. But that needs to be met with the groundwork. So something's happening down in the ground, or a lot's happening down. Actually, much more's happening in the ground than out in the jaw. Just get that sense, which is difficult because it's not a physical thing. It's your feeling. It needs to like penetrate the ground. The jaw's kind of easy to get because it's a physical object in front of you, coming forward, very easy to kind of push it out, but get the feeling of the feeling, boom, hitting the ground, tricky. Yeah. That's it. Okay. Okay, great. We go to number 3. So this is taking now everything backwards. So the first move here, you're going to do this in 2 steps. Goes here, find the forearm, and then press it back. So they're much more complicated. Now do this in 2. Goes here, 1, and 2 to the back. So 𝒊𝒔𝒏𝒕 to the rear. Everything rotates, sit into the body, and then find it back. Goes to here. And give it a try. Okay. So again, ground extension, just watch this. I can be really grounded, but with no extension. So I've lost the extension, it's gone very small. I can also be very extended, but I have no ground. I'm totally out of balance. So I want to meet the two together, so let everything come towards the center, but I've got a real clear sense of extension. Now what I do is pass that out as I go back. So that first movement is very easy in this move to make it small, just like this. But just imagine again, the back's long, everything's extended, and you just enter that position. Tricky movement for the feet and the hips. This is why we split it out from the rest of the movement. So this. And now feel that the back of the body presses the space behind you. Goes there. That's it. That's it. There you go. This is the more difficult one to find a kind of clear baseline for the movement. So imagine in this case, you're always kind of hitting the solar plexus. So when you go back, I get kind of confused whether am I here or where am I striking with it? Get the sense to make it really clear. You go here, and as you go back, it just passes onto the solar plexus. Now that's my solar plexus. It's not anybody else's, so I don't need to adjust it. So I go back, and it's a Chudan level. Boom, goes to here. Okay, later you can make this into Jodan, Geidan, whatever you want from it. But it's easier if I just have a baseline which is right in the center of the body. So I'm using the same basic as the Jo work. That one. It's the same, but it's from a different angle. So it's somewhere there. So just imagine you're striking behind solar plexus. And again, I want to go to the same place every time. Boom, there. Boom, there. That's it. There we go. Yeah, good. Okay, imagine also, this is why going fast is also very helpful. So imagine you do this fast and direct. I need to be really direct with it. So if I go fast, it needs to go like straight back. If my basic form's like this, watch, I go here, and then something like this. I'm going around to do it. But I need a form which is like here and then direct back. Because the form's going to go straight into this one. So you're going to go from here, straight back. So you're going to go straight back into it. But I'm not going to go around like, and then go do it. So even though you do this slow, feel that you're doing it high speed. So the 𝒊𝒏𝒈 being slow it's not about speed, but it's about efficiency. So this, how do I take the jaw back efficiently? I can do that. I can do that with the leg, or I can just do this. I can just press it all back, straight back. So just have that feeling that you want something that's very efficient and functional. And later that means you can take it high speed. It will work high speed. Yeah, that's it. That's good. And just try a few fast as well, which is like the speed that you can get to. That's it. And speed will tell you so much about how the body's breaking up as you do the movement, which is great. So it's like I use speed basically as a kind of acid test on the coordination and connection. Yeah. Okay, watch this. When you do it fast, watch this. I know this because it's kind of, I do it as well. So it's like this. Watch this. I go, and then I do it fast. See if you can go like from nothing to something. So you go nothing, go straight back. So, but you need to like bring everything together. But watch this. I go. That build up, that's what you want to use. But if I use the build up before I do the movement, you've wasted it. So the build up from this to go, yeah, that's the move. That's the move. That's the move. So it goes like this, or I do like, I've used it, and then I go. This way you need to be more electric than gas power. So it's much more a feeling of with no kind of build up, just movement. This is why you want to go like pure movement. This is why mobility is really important, because I want pure movement in the end, with no build up, just straight into it. Good, Serena. Yeah, very nice. Oh, good. Now speed without power is nothing, so I need power too, but it comes. The speed comes too, that's the point. But
Look, when I do the back movement, how tight should my grip be on the jaw? I tend to feel I'm not really gripping it tight enough, but when I do, it takes me slightly out of position.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good question. So in this case, the grip's mainly going to be in the backhand. So I let this hand go, and I let this go through. Do you see that? But this grip in this case is quite tight. This one. Yeah. The problem with this grip is that I'm not focusing on this part of the hand here, but I'm focusing on the front part of the hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually in this area of the jaw. So I'm pressing through from the back of the body rather than there. Because if I grip from here in this case, that happens. The body screws up. So what I need to do is like that.
Yeah.
That. It's coming through. Think in this case the grip's in the back, and in this case it's in the front fingers, but the front fingers are at the back of the jaw in this case. So I'm sealing the connection here, like that. And then I want basically that joint, the hand to go somewhere around the shoulder. For me, it's important.
Thank you. I understand.
Yeah, good. Yeah, there we go. send it back, boom. Okay, so try and make this now slow one movement. Again, the point about going fast is that it will show you where the form's breaking down, and it will show me my inefficiencies in movement. So just watch now as I go slow, these kind of things. Or all these kind of come up out of the speed when I go. So just get the sense that what you can do is something very calm. So I'm looking for now the basic to be one thing, but I'm really looking for the body to be as centered as possible. That's not centered. Whoa. And then you realize how actually difficult this is to bring the whole body together. So just get a sense that it goes. Now in this case, you're still going to find the forearm. So find the forearm, pass it back. And then later at speed, you just skip the forearm entirely. But for now, just get the sense of one movement, nice and smooth. Start with slow, and then see if you can get smooth. And if you need to, go back to the real basic where you just take one step and then two. The main thing again is coordination and connection. As soon as I feel that's dropping below where I want, I drop down the exercise. Ah, that's so nice. Nice. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of 𝒔𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒕 work. So I'm going to build up some 𝒔𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒕 combinations this week. Just watch this. When you do this move, just to start with the footwork, you're going to be now in 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕, so right side forward, just like you would hold the bokken. And then all you're going to do is just roll the body back and come to this position. So you're just going to let the hands flow down the jump. Now there's two hand movements. There's this, and then there's this opening out. Okay. You can, if you like, shift this hand already, but in this case, not really necessary. So you're just going to go back. Right. You got this kind of two-step with the body. You got 1, 2. The back leg goes out, and then you press back this way. Okay. Just give this a try. So this is just going into a block. We'll take it into the 𝒔𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒕. Yeah. Tricky. Okay. Again, be direct about it, but it means like every stage I go through it is part of the movement. So watch this. I can do that and then find the block. But what you want to do is just move into the block. So it's all part of the block. So you're being protected all the way. It's not like go, then I block it. So when you do it, imagine there's a really slow ski coming towards the body, and it's coming in, go. And I'm already protecting myself against it. Go again. So it's got that kind of quality. Again, I need to imagine like I'm doing this fast. Whoa! Go straight in. But if I go around to do it, the directness will not be possible in speed. At speed. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Again, one of these simple movements is actually really, really tricky. Okay, so there's actually 3 footwork patterns in this. So just what I'm trying to show the feet a bit clearer. What's this? This is why the third screw is really great. So it goes like this. There's 3 moves. Oh, I'll show from here. There's 3 moves with the feet. There's that, and then that. So there's 3 patterns with the feet. It's also the same with the hand. There's this hand and this foot go together. Go, as I go back, go. That comes together. So the feet and the hands are always going to work together. So if I'm doing something in the hands and the feet aren't doing anything, that's going to cause a problem with the connection work. So get a sense that you're going to pull together. Yeah. So that all comes together. So you've got actually, again, this is a complex action because you've got three kind of things happening at the same time. And you can look at it as just a step back, but that's really kind of simplistic. So really get a sense of how complex this is. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Good. And just notice, look at this, look how difficult this movement is without someone attacking you. So with zero pressure, how difficult a movement like this, a really simple step back is. Now, when you add pressure to it, you have someone attacking you, that's when the system's going to really fall apart. This is where solo work's really, really important for us, because I'm really trying to develop a sense that I can just move. Just move. But knowing that it's very difficult just on my own, that's the kind of point. So like here, and then how do I just move back? That's pretty tricky. And then if I had someone attacking me, oh, super tricky. I got to blend with them. I got them attacking me with pressure. I got stress, all this stuff. That's why the training's great. But if I can make the changes here, which is really, really powerful. That's it. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's it. Nice. Nice. Okay, good. So we'll take it into the Hasso step now. So you go here, you do the same moves, one, here to this position. Now the center line's facing forward, just down the body. And then what you do, the feet are quite wide here, they're like this. You're going to roll down the jaw and just draw it up this way. So I'm not going to grab the jaw in this case, just do like this. One, it's very light, two, into this position. So I just want to get somewhere into like the fingertips. Yeah, and the feet are going to do it together. So one, and then this, two. So it's really important again, feet and hands go together. If you've got a very low ceiling, like me too, you go like this. Just keep it on that kind of level. So should be just possible.
I didn't really get that, Michael. That
Yeah, I'll show you 2 times. Just watch it. This is a tricky one.
and work from the second one.
Now, all you do in this case is this hand slides down, and at the same time, this hand's gripping, it rotates over. So the wrist is just, in this case, the wrist is just doing that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So the wrist is doing that at the same time. This hand's flowing down, so it rotates over, and then this hand catches the end. So you can also, if you like, just play with the hand. All I'm doing in this case is rotating the jaw and sending the fingers to the other side. So it's doing like that.
Sorry, I can't get it.
Don't worry about this one. This is a super tricky one.
Yeah.
Okay. Just watch this. Just go like this with the. Remember these jaw works we did at the beginning, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to go like this. The palm's facing up. The fingers are pointing up on the other hand, like this. Okay, take that grip very strong. I rotate the hand over like that. And that's basically all I'm doing. And in this case, what I do is that. So what you can do is just keep the hand as it is, and all I do is like that. That's it. So you've just got that. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Now the point about this again, if I do this at speed, I can't kind of catch the jaw. I can, but I also risk really hitting the finger. So what I do in this case is like this, it flows down and it flows down. So it does like that. And then what I do later is make that one thing, boom, go straight in. But just give that a try.
So I got a bit of brain freeze, I think.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It happens. Yeah, that's it. You can just play with that first move as well, yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's it. Got it. Yeah. Okay, good. So just watch this. When you do this, it's about connection work. So I don't want to push and pull the jaw. So watch this. I don't want to push the jaw out and then try and catch it. If I do that at speed, it just won't work. You can make it work, but it's very high risk strategy. And if I'm doing something functional, like blocking at the same time, this will just go all over, and the jo will really go all over the place, and you'll just hit yourself with it. I know because I've tried, but you can experiment with it and try it. Try it at high speed, play with it. My experience from it is it's not a very successful strategy. So what I want in this case is like, I'm going to flow all the time down the jo with the body, with the hand. So the hand is doing this, this, this. So it's always in contact with the jo, minimally in the fingertips, but it's in contact. The moment I lose that contact, I don't know where the jo is anymore. I've only got one hand on it and it's going at high speed. Later, you're going to do this at 90 miles an hour or something. You need contact with the jo to know where it is and to control it. So just get this understanding, you can do this as one thing. One, back. And go here, one, back. And all the time in contact with the jo with both hands. It's just that one hand's not gripping. Go to there and there. That's it. Yeah, there we go. And again, just try, if you've got the connection where you feel you've got it, just take it a bit faster. Take it a bit faster, just see whether it goes. And I should really know where the other end of the jo is all the time, because that end of the jo is really dangerous, especially in the dojo. But it's also because it's dangerous, I want to know how to use it. So I need to constantly be aware of where that end of the jo is. I'm going to use it later. Yeah, that's it. And apart from anything else, it's a really beautiful movement to do with the hips. So it's very functional, but very nice movement. That's it. That's it, Nick. We've got it. Nice. Okay, we'll just do one move to finish. I can't do all the other 𝒊𝒏 in the space because you need to get into this position to do them. But in this case, you're going to do like this. You go back, goes like this into this position. So the hands are in this position, and then all you do is rotate, open the hand out, find the center line, and find the cut. You go like this. One, find this position, and then as you go in, release the hand, find the center line, and find the strike. It's a nice basic to finish, but not really nice handwork again. It's got that, and then the hand rolls over the top. This is actually where the Kinonagari form comes in. Later, it goes this way anyway, but it's a bit of an adapted basic. So this is not the 𝒊𝒏 work. Pressing the body back, and then drawing it forward. Whoa. Straight in. There we go. There we go, good. Okay, good. And again, this is where the footwork as you go back is very important. So think of this like a really, really difficult way to do the second 𝒊𝒏. So like coming here, or the sixth 𝒊𝒏 with the jo. Come to here and then pressing the body forward. Now that's a very easy setup because I'm just focusing on raising the jo. It's the same setup. What you're doing is rotating through the jo this way. And the body's actually in a different position because the jo's in a different position. I need the body in a slightly different position. So I'm a bit narrower. So I'm not in this position. I'm a bit more in this position because the jo is also at the side of the body. It's not down the center line. So the body needs to modify the position to really find the balance in it. So you're at this position. And then as you go through, I need to get back onto the center line. So there. So this is a modification of it, but I need to be, so I'm here. I need to really feel that the jo's fit in, otherwise it's going to take me over. That position. And then from here, draw everything to the center line. And then pass it forward. So the setup's really important now. There. And this is where all the variations are just slightly more difficult positions or slightly more complex positions where the structure needs to be, again, finding the center, moving towards center. This is why the first 10 𝒊𝒏 are very simple because you're just working down the line, the center line. When you go to hasos, you're really working off the side of the body. There we go. Very nice. Just the last few, just look at this is a bit more for the seniors, just look at the function of that the first movement. I can do it like a block and then pressing the body through it. Or you can also do this movement like a strike, like this. And what I'm going to do with that part is like pass this part of the 𝒍 onto the temple. And it's going to go from the temple across the scalp. Not very nice, but a very efficient way to stop someone. That it will open the scalpel up and blood will go all over the face. Not nice, I admit, not great, and maybe not so much Aikido, but what I'm going to do in that case is this. So it's going to whip across the head. And I do it to myself. So I imagine this line is like this. And I've seen this happen in the dojo. This is a really, really, really dangerous part of the 𝒍. It's so easy to cut someone open with it. So that's why we need to be super careful and really respectful of the weapon. But just get a sense that I can block with this part, this, and I can also strike with this part. But it means a slight modification onto the 𝒍. And it's just where I put my attention. I either do boom as a block, or I do foom as a kind of slice with the 𝒍. But yeah, not so nice. But give it a try, the last few. And you can just think about function. I'm just sending my energy to a different part of the 𝒍. Right at the tip of it or just a little bit further down. It's either a block or a slice. That's it. Yeah. Boom. Good. Boom. There we go. Yeah. Great. Nice. Okay, time to stop before you take out the lights. Okay, good. Finished. So we'll build up some more hasso stuff because they're incredible movements. It's pretty tricky with the ceiling to do the full kind of movements, but we'll see if we can adapt some of them because they're very, very great for complex handwork and footwork. So we'll work on them a little bit. Okay, let's. どうもありがとうございました。Right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.